from Diane here. Oops, what a mess. Bit of a mess on here. And this is the last table favour for the year. So this is my little box. It's a little small lunch box shape. And it would hold a nice piece of Christmas cake or lots of sweets, I would imagine. I haven't got any in here, so I cannot show you. But it opens up. It has a little Velcro dot on there to hold it down. And I just think it is so cute. It measures, let's see, 3 inches by 2 inches high. And it is 1.5 inches wide. So that's 2 inches to there, not to the top of the box there, and not including the handle. But I just thought it was such a cutie, and it would look so cute on a Christmas table. It would even look cute on a table for children, you know, like at a children's party, I guess, if you were into that sort of thing. I don't have any children of that age, but I could imagine a little girl's birthday party with those on them. But I reckon they'll be great for, like, if you're at work and you wanted to, you know, take in a little bit of Christmas cake or something. You know, you can buy that single serve Christmas cake. I usually buy them for my mum and dad, so which I probably will do, even though they're both in the nursing home, because they love those things. So, you know, I think something like that, or a nice piece of a bar of soap and a hanky or something like that would look really lovely. So that's what we're going to be making today. And as I say, that's table favour number 5, so that's the last one for this year. And it's called a small lunch box. Okay, so I'm going to be using some of these peel-offs again because I just need to use them up. So, as I have said previously. And once again, it's one of those projects where you've got very little, so it's a great project to use up your scraps. So for the main box, you're going to need a piece of card that measures 8.5 by 3 inches, and 2 pieces for the sides of the box that measure 2.5 by 2.5. For the handle, you'll need a piece that is 4.25 by 1/2 inch, and the tag itself measures, if you haven't got it, and I didn't bring them over here, the tailor-made tags from Stampin' Up. This measures 2.25 by 3/4 inch. You'll need a piece of design series paper that measures 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, another piece that measures 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, and 2 pieces that measure 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. You'll also need a piece of ribbon, and I've got about 6 or 8 inches there for the ribbon, just so that we can tie this onto the box. And I've got some embellishments here. I've got that stuck to there. That's from the back of my tag. Some embellishments here, so I'm going to just put, I'm not sure, maybe red, maybe blue, green. No blues there. Red or green, I'm not sure until I get there. So let's pop all these out of the way, including my Velcro dot. And this is a tiny dot. This measures, and I don't know where my tape measure's gone. Oh, here it is. Look, here's my ruler. Just over 1/4 inch. That is. Alright, so let's pop that on the side somewhere. Let me glue this little thing onto the back of here so that it's done. That way it's got time to really dry hard before we actually need it. So once again, as I've done this before with you, you just put these on the back like so, and that way it will line up with those holes from that, and you can always pop your little tool in there to move it around if it's not right in the right spot, and that just reinforces the back of that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do our bit of scoring. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and let me move these pieces because we might as well score the whole lot at the same time. Okay, so we're going to use our 8.5 by 3 inch piece, and we're going to score using the small ball on our score tool, and we're going to score this at 2 inches and 3.5 inches. So that's 2 inches and 3.5 inches on that piece. On these 2 pieces that are 2.5 by 2.5, you're going to score them at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So we're going to go 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and we've got one side that is clear. Oh, it's not a very good colour. There we go, you can just see that, I think. So we're going to do that on both of them. 1/2 inch, turn it, 1/2 inch, and turn it, and 1/2 inch. So we've got 2 pieces like so. Let me put this tool down here. Okay, so then we'll see if we can see it a bit better now. So we've got on 3 sides, you've done that. So we're going to cut these first. We're going to cut up to that, off from there, where that little square is, and we're going to notch that like so. Oops, get up there. There we go. We're going to do that on both of these pieces. So we're going to cut up to that score line and notch it, and up to that score line and notch it. So let's get those out of the way first, and then we're going to fold and burnish these pieces first. So we're going to fold and burnish these. We could have folded and burnished them before we notched them and cut them. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. Okay, we're going to do that one, and then we'll do this one the same. Cut those, chop those ones up there too. Oh, got a little bit sticking out the bottom there, look at that. I don't want that there, that would annoy me. There we go. We're going to also put our bits of designer series paper on this. So these are the 2 pieces that measure 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. They're just going to go on here like so. Now if you're like that, that's probably the better way up. This is a bit more directional, so if you've got directional paper, just be aware of that. So we're going to pop those onto there. The only other thing we're going to use is a corner rounder. So we're going to pop that one on that one, and this one on this one. And then while we've got these here, we're going to bring these tabs in, and we're going to, without dropping everything all over the table, put some glue on these tabs. Now you could do this with double-sided tape if you wanted to. We're going to bring them over and squish them down like so, to form like a funny shaped box with an open end, like so. So we're going to do that on both of those. And let's bring those ones in. Turn it around this way, it's just a little bit easier for me. And then we're going to bring that one down. Whoops, get on top there. And we've got them nice and square, and that one the same, nice and square like so. And then we're just going to leave those to dry. While doing that, we're going to fold and burnish this piece. And we're going to actually use our corner rounder to round the corners on this larger end. So we're going to do the corners on both of that like so. We're also going to do our piece that's going to go on the front of this piece here. So once again, making sure that when that is down, this is going to go the correct orientation. You need it to be a portrait orientation if you've got a directional paper. Oops, I've already got the pin out of that. So now we're going to pop this onto the front of this piece of card. Like so. Where's my tool? I can't find it. And then while we've got that like this, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this around the opposite way, so that this piece here is now the front. So if you've got directional paper, you need to make sure that that's going to be in the correct direction. And we're going to glue this piece onto the front, which will be the front of the bag. That's why you need to make sure, if you've got a direction, that you've got that the same as what's going to be folding over the top. Okay, while those pieces are drying and we're doing this, what we're going to do next is I'm going to do this on the edge of the table. You're going to just want to roll this piece so that it rolls, really rolls. So we want it to roll, really, really, really roll. I mean, sometimes you can do it over your tool very easily. I don't have enough strength in my hands to do both sides at the same time. We want it to be able to roll so that this is going to roll right over the top. So if you're feeling like you can do it, you can roll it down like this. Maybe let me put my pin in my glue. We could use the glue pot in this case just to roll this around it so that we know that it's going to go right around like so. Oh yes, that works so much better, that did. Okay, so once we've got that, we're going to pop these pieces in here now. So we're going to take the pin out of the glue again, and we're going to glue along this bottom section. So we've got the sides, and the top is the one that's there's nothing in it. So the bottom is the small end, and we're going to put some glue onto that edge there. And my glue has got this, because it's so warm again today, we have the glue drying up. Now this piece here goes between these two score lines, so we want to make sure that it's flush with this edge, and so that it will not go past the score lines either side. So it goes like that, and it will stay there if I'm persuasive enough. Okay, so we want it flush along that bottom edge there. Get out the way, pin, and so that these will roll up either side. So we're going to give that a nice press down on that side, and then we're going to do exactly the same on the other one. So we're going to pop some glue onto this one. And we're going to pop this on this side between the same two marks, making sure again that it is flush with the side of the box. Here it was flush along there. What is that floating around on that? And once we're happy with it is between those, we can then give that a nice push down like so. Once they're pushed down nice and tight, we're then going to be able to bring up our sides up front of our box like this. Now if you find like me that one side is a little bit higher than the other, this is when we can just trim this off. So I'm going to just while that's there, I'm just going to notch that piece on both sides, because for me they're going to be in the way. So just a small notch on the front ones. You don't want to do it beforehand, because you don't know that that's going to be the front or the back until you put them in there. Once you've done that, you can see that that now sits in there nicely like that. So we're going to then pop some more glue along these edges, and we're going to do the two at the same time. So we're going to put some glue along this edge. Now it doesn't matter if you want to do the front or the back of the box first. There is no right or wrong, it's up to you. I'm just doing the fronts first. Then you're going to bring this up, do one at a time, making sure that it is nice and square on the corner, and then do the other side to match. Nice and square again on that corner there. Once you're happy with that, we can then get in there and give it a good press down again. And we're going to do exactly the same along the back here. Now we don't need to trim them off, because the back ones are going to be staying where they are. That's not, you're not going to see them at all, like hanging over the edge or anything. Once you're happy with that, then we'll bring this one over, and again we're going to match that up so that the sides here are nice and square. And then we'll do exactly the same on the other side, over here, squaring that up again. Once you're happy, we'll get that a nice tap down with our, let's move that out of the way a little bit. Okay, push that down nice and tightly with our bone folder. Again, you could make this box with using double-sided tape if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. Okay, so let's pop my pin in my glue for a minute, because we've still got some gluing to do, but we've got to get around the rest of it first. And with it being so warm, I can feel that already drying in there. Alright, so we're going to put our Velcro dot onto this now. So I have this tiny Velcro dot. I buy mine at a shop called Cheapest Chips here in Australia, or in South Australia. I don't know if Cheapest Chips, I don't think, are in all states. So I know, like in Tasmania, it's called Chicken Feed, or it used to be. I haven't been over there for nearly 30 years. So okay, so once you're happy with that, we're going to bring this over, and we've put the two on there together. Bring this over, making sure that the sides are level down the side, and we can pop that on there, and then we can open it up and then push it down nice and tight. Okay, bring that back over, and that can sit like that, and it's actually sitting there and rolling over the top, and that is how it's supposed to be. If you look at the other one, that's exactly how it's supposed to be. We're going to bring in our handle now, and I forgot we could have scored this before. Let's move that out of the way. So we're going to bring in our handle, which is the 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch, and we're going to score this at the 1/2 inch mark on each end. So I'm going to just turn it around and score it up 1/2 inch on both ends, like so. I'm going to fold and burnish those ends. And then we're going to actually roll this piece in the middle, so you get that nice curve like in a handle. I don't know where my handle went, but it was definitely in a wrong spot there. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to open the box up because I find it easier to put the handle on with the box lid open. And I'm going to glue one side down so that, I'm just going to close it for a second so I can show you, so that it's in the middle of this. Now I'm putting it on the edge of the designer series paper like so. But once I've got one on, I can then open it up, put the other side on, and I can see that I'm lining it up properly, like so. That's my handle on there. Close my box up, and as I say, I think it will fit so many lovely things in there. Let me put the pin back in the glue without sticking it in my finger, and we'll bring in our tag. So I'm going to put on here the Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas, or whatever, whichever one it is. Happy Christmas it is on there. So I'm going to bring on my Happy Christmas. Oh my goodness, come on. Really? This is one of the reasons I don't use them as much these days. I find that they can be a little bit tricky to pull off the backing. But a lot of people use them. So if you use them, great. I mean, I used them for years and years with my other kind of crafting, and I've always made cards, but I'm finding with my Stampin' Up products, I just love them to bits. Everybody's different, I know, but There you go, that's my Merry Christmas on there, or Happy Christmas, sorry. I'm just rubbing that down hard so that it doesn't peel off. So I'm now going to put my ribbon through the hole onto my tag. I'm going to tie it around my handle like this and just tie it in a knot. And there's no need to do it any other way. I guess you could put a bow there if you really wanted to. But if you tie it in a nice strong knot and then chop off the ends of the rest of it, you've got this beautiful little gift box or table favour. What do you reckon? I think they are so gorgeous. What do you think? I hope you like them. If you'd like the written tutorial for this project, head down to Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials. You'll find the link down below here. This is Table Favour week, and this is Table Favour number 5, because there's one every day of the week from Monday to Friday. And they're just so gorgeous. I can see me giving these away to people, or filling them with chocolates and giving them at the nursing home where my mum and dad are. So I can see that happening somehow or other. They will get used, I know that much. And if you, as I say, if you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to know more about the Stampin' Up products, just give me a call or an email. You'll find the information down below here on how to do that. I didn't put my little gems on here, did I? My goodness. Let me see. I think I'm going to put these red ones on here, actually. I think these red ones would look really good. What do you reckon? And I missed them. Oh, dearie me. How can I not put them on? I bet you were all screaming at me. What about the gems? What about the gems? So there we go, we have our gems on there. That looks so much better, doesn't it? Yeah, so even I can see it looks so much better. Okie doke then, and I will see you on Sunday with another project for November. See you later. Bye for now.